Good morning, East Tennessee. It's just a little bit before 11:40 as we get this stream started. We just have a couple of updates that are going to be happening here on the radar right now that I wanted to keep you aware of before we have a longer update that's going to come towards the noon hour. So focusing on the radar in particular right now, we've got a flash flood warning that has been included in parts of Morgan and Scott, and looks like it's right along the edge of Fentress County as well for this very large cluster of rain that we've seen develop here. Now, with this heavy rain, you can see it's quite lightning laden as well. We're seeing rainfall rates anywhere from 1 to 2, even up to 3 inches of rain. And so that's why they had that flash flood warning going until 3 p.m. Now, we zoom out into the rest of the area, and what you'll see is that that's really about the only area that is seeing some of that rainfall right now. As this system, as this cluster tries to make its way down into the valley, you can see that it weakens. Some of that lighter rainfall has really only made it about as far as Anderson County, a little bit of Roane County, and it looks like a little bit of Knox County is just going to start to get some of that action. So as of right now, not looking at anything severe, just some heavier rainfalls. If you're in that area, make sure you're being especially careful. Really quick, I do want to keep you aware that we have that flood watch that's going to be going until 5 a.m. on Thursday. So it's very likely that we'll see more of these flash flood warnings or even aerial flood warnings that'll pop up over the time period. We also have up to a level 2 risk for severe storms and even up to a level 2 risk of flood risk as well. That's something that we're really looking towards as we get a bit later into today for that severe risk. Again, we're going to see really another round of storms pick up expected during the nighttime. So think after sundown, kind of around that 8 p.m. time period, then going until about 2 a.m. is when we're going to be expecting that next round. And that's where some of that greater severe opportunity is going to look for. But as of right now, not much on that rainfall. Looking at the observed rainfall that we've seen over the past 24 hours, you see a lot of that has been in the plateau. So that's why that flash flood warning is going to go into place. But unfortunately, our models have not been the most helpful, to say the least. They've kind of gotten a hold on some of this rainfall we see right now, but as we get later into the afternoon, they've been sort of hit or miss. So there's not much that I can show you at this specific point, but I do just want to keep you aware of the timing and the places that we're going to look at. Because models are not that helpful, it's kind of hard to make the placement in particular, but we're going to be keeping an eye out for storms all day long because there are multiple rounds that could come through. So you got to make sure you're being aware and avoiding those flooded roads. We, of course, have already seen a lot of that flooding activity as we've looked across the area, so you want to make sure you're being especially safe. Flooded roads and also down trees, just make sure you're being especially careful. I'm going to briefly take you out into the regional view because I'll be able to show you a little bit better all of the things that we're going to be watching. So we have this cluster of rainfall that we're seeing right now, very lightning laden as we look through parts of Kentucky. But then also, if we look further out into parts of Illinois, you're seeing what is another convective complex that's sitting in that region. Some of that energy going to be coming in our direction as well. So that's where that later round of rainfall is going to come from. Again, I'll be here giving you more updates as we hit what is kind of our noon show with our limited coverage because the Olympics will be right here on streaming, and we'll continue to give you updates on social media. Please continue to send us any pictures and videos that you have, and we'll be back in a little under 20 minutes with more of those updates. We'll see you soon.